Welcome back. Tonight, America's pastors are praying about the future of the church after the COVID crisis. Right now, about 4 in 10 churches rely on emergency government assistance to stay afloat, but that funding is about to run out. This as 2/3 of churches nationwide have experienced a drop in giving. According to the National Association of Evangelicals, 80% of churches have fewer than 200 people, and tens of thousands of those smaller churches will be forced to reduce staff, hours, and compensation over the next few months. We turn now to Brian Kluth for more on the hard choices facing America's churches. He is the national spokesman for NAE Financial Health and the Bless Your Pastor movement. Brian, thank you for being with us.
Hey, great to be with you and your viewers, and we just really want to help them understand what's happening in America and how they can be of help.
Likewise. Well, let's hop to it. With governmental financial aid set to expire, what's the prognosis for some of these cash-strapped churches?
Yeah, it's going to be challenging for churches because for many churches, they're still not even back in session. They're not meeting on site. A lot of large churches across America will not get back live until 2021. A lot of smaller churches, some people aren't comfortable. Sometimes there's older congregations. So this next several months are going to be very challenging for churches, and it's just going to be important for people to be faithful to their local church, be a faithful giver, be a faithful prayer, go online if they have online services. If you're comfortable going to an on-site service, do that. Reach out to the people around you, your loved ones in that congregation, the people you care about. So it's just a very important time for Christians to step up and really be the church, even though we can't meet in a church.
Brian, what are the chances of renewed financial assistance from the federal government, and is that something that churches even want to entertain?
I talked to congressional office just last week, and there are things being discussed for possible late July legislation, but they said there's no guarantees, and they don't know that there's going to be any more payroll assistance for churches. So there's nothing for sure on the horizon. So churches are really going to have to deal with what they have from the people that give to their church and also any reserves they may have.
We know older Americans are some of the most susceptible to COVID-19, but they're also some of the most faithful church attenders and biggest givers. How will churches contend with older Americans who may be reluctant to go back to church in person?
Yeah, I think churches in the future, they are going to have to continue to go on site and online. It's not going to be one or the other. It's going to have to be both for the foreseeable future. And a lot of churches have really ramped up their online activities. From Bible study groups to women's groups to men's groups, even youth groups, sometimes children's material, all going online. And then as churches, get back in session live, some people, like you said, are not going to be comfortable coming. But even digital giving is a lot of churches have enacted that in the last several months. So more and more churches are able to receive gifts online, and other people can mail in a check if they want to do that. But it's just going to be important to be faithful to your local congregation and also to realize your pastor is probably under more stress than he's ever been. Normally, pastors are stressed anyway. They work 50 to 70 hours a week. Many of them are not paid very well. So it's going to be more important than ever for pastors to be loved by their congregation, especially with October Pastor Appreciation Month coming up in just a few months here in October. Churches are going to need to get ready to really bless and care for their pastors.
You set me up perfectly. We only have about 30 seconds left. Can you talk about how your Pastor movement is providing assistance for people and pastors?
Yes, at the Bless Your Pastor website, we have free materials for churches you can use for the October Pastor Appreciation Month. And every church that participates, we will send your pastor a $250 gift card. We have grant money to do that. So they just need to go to blessyourpastor.org. Get the free materials, distribute it, take an offering, let us know, and we'll bless your pastor with $250.